Become somebody's stepmama at 52?
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? It's the end of the weekend, but
Hey y'all. Hey y'all, welcome back to my welcome back to my channel. This is Tanya's World, in case you didn't know. This is really a place for people who are over the age of 40. Sometimes we got to get our little vlog on too, and we got life experiences that we trying to get out in the open, to put on the forum, to discuss, all that kind of stuff. And so if you're new here, welcome, but take time to go ahead and like and also subscribe and hit that post notification so you can be notified when I am posting a new topic. I'd really appreciate it. And if you are an OG and you are true here, I appreciate you from coming back, and I look forward to seeing you and hearing from you on a regular basis. Anyway, so I am hitting you guys up today. This is not our regularly scheduled video or vlog. I'm hitting you guys up today because I just had a lot on my mind, and I said, to myself, you need someone to talk to. And so I decided that I wanted to go ahead and just put out what was on my mind. So today, what I wanted to speak about was changing yourself to be with someone. Not only changing yourself to be with someone, but to compromise your wants so much just to say that you have someone. And when you become a woman of a certain age or a person of a certain age, is it a requirement to change your viewpoints, to change your expectations, to change your desires in order to become in a relationship or to secure a relationship? For me, I met this guy online, and he seems to be a nice guy, a nice enough guy, I should say. My issues with him is that he has very small children. He's my age, in my age range. He's 50 years old, but he has very, very small children. So I just have an issue with that. Children are 2, 4, and 7. But he may check some of the other boxes that I want. He makes 6 figures. He seems to be very catering and nurturing. But I don't know if I can overlook the whole little baby situation, because we on the phone and the kids is hollering in the background. He's already admitted to me he has 3 young girls and that they run over him, right? Especially the oldest. Anyway, I don't even know where I left off, but speaking on it, do we have to change ourselves and what we want in a relationship in order for us to be with somebody? I do feel like there's a such thing as compromise, but I don't feel like you should be settling. And that's the part that I'm having a hard time with, is knowing the difference between when I'm compromising with someone and when I'm settling. For instance, when I was just speaking about the gentleman, he has some qualities, but the few qualities that's a deal breaker for me are small children. But then what makes me want to deal with him is that right now I got a lot of baggage. I'm a full-time parent or grandparent to my 13-year-old grandson. I am the full-time caretaker for my mother. My son and his fiance and his baby live with me. So how could I set those standards for somebody and I'm not willing to deal with what they going through? I think for me, what I'm doing is I'm looking at it like my situation, at least the majority of it, is temporary, because my son is due to move out as soon as he has his hernia surgery and goes back to work. I'm hoping within the next 4 to 6 months. my grandson. If I needed to go somewhere and go and have dinner or whatever, even now, I could leave for a few hours and he's fine here by himself, or he's here with my son and my mom. So he has caregivers. This man has to get babysitters. And as far as my mom is concerned, at the end of the day, I'm thinking about some placement for her in the future, or very minimum having a caregiver come in home and help me out to take care of her. So I don't look at my situation as the same, although it is a lot, in addition to me going through all of my medical situation. So I think what prompted this is me and my girlfriend were having a debate, and she was saying that I was being unreasonable about the fact that I would like to have a man that has the mentality of a provider. Not saying that he got to 100% provide for me, but I just need that mentality. I need him to be able to be like, yeah, this is my woman. I want to take care of her. Now, will I allow him to 100% take care of me to the detriment of him or our relationship? Not at all, because I'm not that type of woman. I'm a hustler. I'm a go-getter. I make a very good living. So I would never, just for the sake of allowing my man to do it. Let me see how I word it. I just want the willingness. I meet so many men nowadays, and we have a discussion because they've been scorned and burned by women who just want a free meal or want a cash app or whatever the case may be. But to me, that's their bad choosing. If you can tell what a woman wants from you based on the conversation, based on the chemistry, based on what she's requiring from you in order to see her. You can know that. So if you talk to a woman long enough, you should be able to discern and pick and choose who you're willing to invest money and time in. That's my thought process on it. But you meet so many men who up front are like, what she bring to the table, we going Dutch or whatever. I just don't want that mentality. And my thing is, like, I've always been majority of the time the breadwinner in every relationship, and I do accept men who make less than I do. But the issue is that I have been used a lot too, because of my willingness to forego a man who is on the same financial ground as I am. So I just don't want that anymore. I want somebody who, and I'm not bragging at all, but most of my friends, most of us make six figures or above, right? So, and I know that there's a lot of men out there who don't make that, or if they do make that, they are looking for women who don't make the same as they do so that they can be in a position of authority. And I could be wrong. I'm just telling you my experience. They making six figures, so they want somebody who makes the 40 or 50 so they can say that I'm the man in the relationship. Or if that's not what they're looking for, they are looking for women who are younger, don't have any baggage, don't have any children, right? So even if she makes the same amount, there's a certain status that they're looking for. So I know that I'm at a disadvantage, A, from my age, B, from my situation, and C, just because, I just don't know how to, I don't know how to word it. I know what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to word it well. But I don't have a problem with dating a man who makes less than me. I have a man whose mentality is less than mine. And my mentality says that a man is a provider, right? So if you don't have a provider mentality, you're probably not somebody that I'm going to be attracted to, because that means that eventually you're going to be a burden. I've dated men who don't have a provider mentality, who have that roommate mentality. And what happens is they don't match my lifestyle, so I end up having to pay for a lot of things. And now the relationship is no longer romantic. It is all about, now you become a burden to me. Now you've become a bill. Now it's like either, and even if you make enough money to provide for yourself, as far as your standard of lifestyle, that I'm here and you're there. So in order for us to really mesh, I gotta bring you up to here. And that means that requires a financial commitment from me to on some level. Now it's different if I'm contributing to you financially and you have taken the notes that I've given you, that you maybe that's a temporary situation for you, but you eventually climb there. My ex-husband did that. When I married him, he made way less than I did. But I motivated him. I supported him where he was able to go to school. I helped him, with resumes and stuff like that. So eventually he became the person who made the most money and I was allowed to stay home. But his mentality changed, right? So he began to make so much money that he started to treat me different. And he saw me as competition rather than a teammate. And I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like at my age, I'm kind of looking for some old-fashionedness in a little, and I know that maybe I am being unrealistic. Maybe I am. But I'm looking for a man who has old-fashioned morals but can adapt to the real world, if that makes any sense. Meaning, he would like to provide, he's willing to provide, he'll work hard to provide. But he also communicate with me when it's not within his reach, that we sit down at the table together and say, this is what I bring to the table. This is what I can do. Can you do this? And versus a man who like, I ain't finna be with no woman that she got to bring 50-50. I'm not paying. He making 300,000. I'm making 100,000 yet, and still he expected me to go 50-50. I feel like whatever works in a relationship for anybody else, I mean, that's your business. But for me, I would like a man who would say, at very minimum, I got the mortgage, babe. Can you take care of the utilities and whatever? Because I understand that we're in a day and age, even if you make six figure, you might be struggling. I understand that. So that's the financial part of it for me. Because, and somebody might be listening to this and saying like, she a trip. No, I just been married twice, and each time I've been the breadwinner. Except with the first husband I was telling you, he eventually rose above me. But when his mindset changed, when he started treating me like I was less than, I had to get on back up out there again and show him that, you ain't got no little slacker here, honey, because I could still out earn you if I wanted to. And that's exactly what happened. Well, I got back out there because I had to, because he wanted to determine when he was going to give me money, and then he became this cheater because now you making enough money to pay for this and that. And that was, hell, my son is 22. I want to say it was over 15 years ago. So $100,000 back then bought you much more and gave you more clout, right? So when he was making that in the early 2000s, very early 2000s, late 1990s, hey, we was balling. The prices of homes in California, I mean, our first home was only $200,000. That same home going for like $800,000 right now, right? So we were able to do a lot with that money, but it was the mentality that was gone. And I think that it's just such a catch-22 if you are a professional woman and you're trying to date a professional man. It's like, when does the competition stop? You know what I mean? Or if you're dating a professional man and you're a homemaker, does he feel like he gonna just run over you? The mentality just has to be different. And I just don't know. And I know I'm rambling on because I have so many thoughts in my mind. And it's just really, really bothering me because my girlfriend was like, well, that's why you single, because you want what everybody else want. And so now, you competing for a small pool of men who have a choice of whoever they want. which is 100% facts, honey. 100% facts. But it's like I don't want to choose somebody or settle for someone and be unhappy, and that's unfair to them and me, because I'm looking at you and I'm still thinking about, man, I wonder what else is out there. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be just comfortable with somebody. I want to be happy with somebody. And I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I really don't. I wish I could have a clear thought pattern on it, but I've really been thinking about this a whole lot. Like, should I lower my standards? Should I lower not so much my standards, my requirements, my expectations, my want list? And someone told me that I needed to evaluate my must-have and my I can let it go. In the kid situation, I really think that's on my list of deal breakers. I don't think that I can, because at my age, dealing with a man that have real small children like that, my nerves was shot. My nerves was shot when I was on the phone with this man and he was hollering at these kids. Ah, somebody. That's different. My grandkids do that, right? And then, but the thing about it is, when they do that, I send them home. Except the oldest one, but he got his own room. I send him to his room. My little ones, I tell the parents, come get your baby. You can't do that when that's some. And then, if he wanted to come over here and stuff with his little kids, all them screaming ass girl, I can't. And I feel so shallow and I feel so petty by even thinking the way that I'm thinking. But I know me. I know I'm not capable of really getting into a man with 3 small children and he's a single dad. And there's some other things about him that I'm already finding out that I don't like. But, or not I don't like, that I know ain't gonna work for me. And I don't want to waste his time, because he is a nice guy. And there's a woman out there with small children, because that's who he needs to focus on. Somebody with very small children who's in the same situation as him. And they need to do that. They need to Brady bunch it on up and pull their kids together and do the discipline together and all that, because I'm just in a different stage in my life, honey. I'm in a different stage. I want to do other things. I'm complaining about the people I got here. There's no way I want to add 3 little youngins and then become somebody's stepmama at 52. Somebody's baby stepmama. Now, you got grown kids, I'll be their stepmama. You got teenagers, I consider being their stepmama. But you got toddlers? Girl, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Anyway, I just want to come on here real quick. I know I'm rambling. It probably don't make a bit of sense to y'all. But I need to figure out before 2022 what I'm going to be doing with myself as far as dating. Because there's some things, definite things I'm not going to be accepting anymore. It's some definite things I'm not going to negotiate with. It's definite things that I'm not going to take off my list. But I also need to know if I'm being unreasonable with the things that I'm saying that I won't accept, because I'm not perfect. And this is no means to say I'm not perfect. I need to lose some weight. I need to get rid of some dead weight in my household. I understand this. But just because you got things going on in your life don't mean that you should accept the bullshit in somebody else's life. And I'm not saying that the man's kids is bullshit. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it's on my list of I do not wants. Now, and I've been single for a very long time. Do I change that up just to have somebody? I don't want to do that. But I don't want to seem like so hardened and so... I don't want to seem like I'm just unreasonable, like I'm irrational. You know what I'm saying? and that I'm living in this fantasy world, because I'm really not living in a fantasy world. I'm really honestly just trying to figure my life out, and I want to be happy. I think at the end of the day, that's all of our common goal, is wanting to be happy. And can I be happy accepting those things that I have deemed unacceptable by, compromising and letting it go? He had a good point yesterday. He was saying to me, because we talked about this a little bit, he was saying, if you meet somebody and they gave you 80%, 90% of what you want, but that 10% is just really was high on your list of deal breakers, are you willing to compromise? What is more important, to get that 90 or to have that 10 right? And my thing is, logically, you should say I'm going for the 90, but if that 10 is like scraping your finger on the chalkboard, I don't see how you could even appreciate the 90%. I just don't see it. And this is why I'm in therapy. This is exactly why I'm in therapy. I hope and pray that going through counseling, because that's our next session, is about how I view men, and why I only go for the pretty boys or the men that look good, knowing that there's 1,000 other women that's going over that same man or going after that same man. I don't necessarily want that. I just want somebody that's appealing to me. But I realize that if he's appealing to me, he's appealing to others, and my competition is fierce. And I'm not calling myself ugly in no means, but it ain't like I'm a 10. So therefore, what I want, there's some 10s out there that want him too. So I'm in a dilemma. I don't know. Y'all tell me, what y'all thought? What is the thought process on it? Am I being unreasonable? Like, I'm so confused. As old as I am, I'm so damn confused, man. I don't know, shit. Y'all let me know. Anyway, I'm out. I'm just rambling at this point. My head hurts from all the thoughts. I know for a fact, like, I didn't put it in the cohesive, a coherent sentence or thought process. I didn't do any of that for y'all, but y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. If you a woman of a certain age and you single, you know exactly what I'm saying. So anyway, I'm out, y'all. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Come on now, let's just grow this channel, my peeps. Come on, let's grow it. Let's grow it. What y'all waiting on? Especially people my age. Come on now, we need each other. We need to be discussing these things that single black women going through. And even if you a male, honey, I need your advice. I need you to let me know what I'm missing about the whole because the new way of dating, man, I've been dealing with this for over 10 years now. The new way of dating is for the birds. Anyway, because I'm going to keep going and on and on and on. As you can see, I'm going to let y'all go. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? It's the end of the weekend, but I still wanna turn up. Yeah, I still wanna